Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about how to estimate nails for stud walls. So if you're going to build a stud wall, exterior walls or interior walls, they're all the same. So you just have to figure out how many nails you're going to use in each location and then multiply it times the number of items that you're using them. Okay, so let's start with a stud. If you're just building a stud wall, no window openings, no door openings, no T-post, no corner post. Okay, you're going to use, now if these are 2x4s, you're going to use 2 nails to nail the stud to the bottom plate. You're going to use 2 nails to nail top plate to the stud, and then you're going to use 2 nails to nail the double top plate to the top plate. Okay, if you are on a wooden floor, then you would need 2 more nails to nail the bottom plate to the floor. If you're on a concrete floor, then you would have to figure and use powder actuated nails. Okay, so that will be something for another video. All right, so if we're doing the wooden floor, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. We're using 8 nails per stud. Okay, so if you're 8 nails per stud and you're building a wall and you're using, let's say, 80 studs, so 8 times 8 is 64, you would need 640 nails to nail those 80 studs up with all their plates. Okay? All right, so let's move on to a window or a door opening. So if we start with a door opening, you have the same amount. You have a king stud on each side. That's going to take 8 nails. So you got your king studs are going to take 8 nails, and there's 2 of them. So that's 8 times 2. Okay? So the trimmer studs. The trimmer studs have to be nailed to the king studs. So you're going to be nailing through here. Personally, I like to put about 4 nails on the inside, and then I'll put like 4 nails on the outside. So I'm using, to attach that trimmer or that jack stud to the king stud, I'm using 8 nails there, and then I'm going to have 2 nails at the bottom. All right, so we'll say the jack stud is 8, 9, 10. Of course, there's no, you don't nail, I don't anyway, but nail the header to the trimmer stud. So we got 8 nails to nail the trimmer to the jack to the king, and there's 2 of those, 1 on each side. Okay. Up here you have trimmer studs. Trimmer studs. Oh, excuse me, those are wrong ones. Cripple studs. Cripple studs, can't spell. Cripple studs. You're going to use 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So you're going to use, for each cripple, varies from based on the size of the opening. You know, let's say 4. You had 4 cripples up there for like a 3/0 door. You may have at least 4 up there. So we say 4 times 4 nails for the cripples. Okay. Now, what about the header? The header is a 2x, and then it has a 1/2 inch OSB or plywood between it, and then you have another 2x. Okay. When you do these, you put a row of nails about every 16 inches. So if it's a 2x6, you're going to put rows of 3s. If it's 2x8, rows of 4s, 2x10s, rows of 5, and so on. Okay? And then they're going to go every 16 inches. So you have to take the length of your header and then figure out how many nails are you going to use on the header, and then you have to multiply it by 2, because you're going to nail it on one side, then you're going to flip it over and you're going to nail it on the other side. So headers take quite a few nails. So let's say it's just a 3/0 header, which is 3 feet long, a little over 3 feet long. You're going to have one row here, one row on this end, and then one row in the middle. So you're looking in, and let's say it's a 2x8. So you're going to have 4 rows. So it would be 4 times 3, so 4 nails per row on the header would give me 12, and then times 2 because there are 2 sides. So that would give me 24. This would be 16, that would be 16, and that would be 16. Okay? So that covers a door opening. So now if you're going to, let's say, make a window opening, so now you have to add for your sill. So you have sill, you're going to have 4 nails for your sill, 2 on each side. Have a cripple, and another cripple. Okay, so when I nail my sills in, I nail 2 nails into this cripple, 2 nails into this cripple, and then if there's other cripples, I'll use 2 nails for those. So you're going to use 2 on the top, and again 2 on the bottom. So for each cripple, you're going to use, like here, you're going to use 4 nails per cripple. So if you have 4 cripples on the top and you're building a window, you have 4 cripples on the bottom, then you have to double that. So this would be 16 times 2 would give you 32. Okay? So when you look at it, if they have built up headers and it's a low bearing wall, so you have 2 exterior doors that are going to be built like this, you would add all these numbers up times 2. If it's an interior door and they're not using a built-up header, you may use a few fewer nails, but you could count all the interior doors. Again, you're going to have extra nails, but with nails, with framing, not only do you have to do all these structural things, but you have a lot of temporary stuff. You have to put up temporary bracing, you have to nail boards to the floor to nail your temporary bracing too. So you use a lot of nails that then get ripped out and get left behind. Okay? So to figure out a door, you would take 16 plus 16 is 32, 48, 72, and then if it has, so it would be 72 nails for a door opening, and then you'd have to add the cripples for a window opening. So you add 16 more nails for a window opening. Okay? So that covers windows and doors. So you use, there's a lot of nails go into a window or a door. Okay? On a T-post or a corner post, this is my T-post where one wall butts into the other one, and then here's a corner post. Again, you're going to nail 2, 2, 2, and then you're going to nail 2, 2, 2 on both of them. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you're going to use 12 nails for just to nail it together, and then you're going to have nails here and nails here. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So you have to add 8 more nails for the top and the bottom. That gives you 20 nails per corner post or T-post. Okay, so you'd have to go through and count all of your corner posts and T-posts and multiply it times 20. You would figure out how many doors and multiply it times 72. All your windows, multiply it times 88. All your studs, you're going to melt. All your studs would be multiplied times 8. Okay, so that would get the majority of your framing, but then again, like I said, you have to add 4 extras because you're going to do a lot of stuff you're going to nail up and then take down, okay? All right, now what size of nail do I use? Okay, so there's three types or three sizes of nails, and they're based on the shaft size. So they are common, sinker, and box. Okay, so the common is the big one, the box is the little one, the sinker one's in the middle. Now, how you identify them is you can really tell the difference between a common and a box pretty easily because one's a lot bigger than the other one. But the sinker one, they changed it a little bit so you can tell them right away. On the top, they're going to have that waffle head look, okay? And then on the shaft, they're going to have, they're either going to be painted in a green color or sometimes a gold color. That's supposed to make them, give them a little bit more friction so they don't pull out quite so easily, okay? So you got your common, your sinker, and your box. Codes will tell you which ones you have to use in your building area, okay? They may say you can use a sinker, they may say you need a common, okay? The other thing you need to worry about is the size. For most framing, you want to use a 16D or a 16 penny nail. A lot of guys will use the 12Ds, which are little, this is 3.5 inches long, this is 3.25 inches long. But if you use the 12s instead of the 16s, sometimes they'll say, okay, instead of using 2 of these, you have to use 3 of these, all right? Because you have to have so much penetration in order to hold something together, all right? It has to penetrate the board you're nailing into by a certain distance. So codes may say, okay, you need to have 2 of these, but you have 3 of these, or 3 of these and 4 of these, all right? So you can use the 16s or the 12s. For framing, just put the appropriate numbers of box. Remember, the code is a minimum, right? You can always add a couple of extra nails and it's not going to hurt anything. It does hurt when you get excessive with the nails because then it might crack your wood or something, but an extra nail or 2 is not going to hurt anything. So if you're using 12s and it says you got to use 3, then you have to add another nail for all this other stuff too. Okay, so you have to order more 12Ds than you would that. Okay, now some of your toenailing is done with 8D nails. So up here where you're nailing your cripples to the header, they'll toenail them through here, and they'll maybe use 8Ds instead of 16s. Okay, or if they're adding a stud and they need to toenail the stud in, they might use 4 8-penny nails instead of 3 or 2 16-penny nails. Okay, so they would be used in that purpose. 10Ds, which would be a 3-inch nail. A lot of times these are nailed together because these 2 boards equal 3 inches, and that's a 3-inch nail. So you could use a 10D on your trimmers and kings, you could use them on your plates up here to be able to nail one to the other one. Okay, so there's places where you can use different nails. You know, most of the time people put 12s or 16s in their nail gun and they just use them for everything. Okay. But there are different sizes, and you can use these different sizes if you so desire, or if your codes require it, or something on that order, okay? So, when estimating nails for stud walls, make sure you look at everything where you're going to need nails, all right? So like I said, you're gonna have bracing that's got to go in there, and it's temporary, so it's going to come out. You're going to nail boards to the floor to nail the brace to. So that will be taken out, but you still got to have nails for that. Okay? When you plumb your walls, you need to brace that way. So you're going to have to add a bunch of nails for bracing. Okay? So make sure that when you go through here, you think about all the places that you can use your nails, figure out how many per one do I need, and then multiply it times the number of those things. So if I've got 10 windows, I just take my number times 10. If I've got 10 corner posts and T-posts, I just multiply that times this number, okay? And that'll give you a ballpark, and then add 20%, because it never hurts to have too many nails, okay? So, estimating nails for stud walls.